At QualityWorks, we consult with a lot of clients, and over the years, we have seen certain trends. And this is how QualityWatcher came about. Normally, the quality team is brought in late, and their job is to ensure that things aren't breaking. So they're brought in late, and also they are few in numbers compared to like the development team. So maybe you might have 5 developers and 2 or 1 person in the QA team. There's also the concern of the time it takes for someone to get ramped up on a new project. So while they're brought in late, the expectation is that they'll start providing value from the get-go. They have to take time to understand requirements, creating test cases. They have to find time to set up a process for continuous feedback, and all of this taken into consideration normally cause some form of bottleneck. This can be between 1 to 2 weeks or even more before testers can actually start testing. So here is where QualityWatcher comes in. QualityWatcher is a simplified quality management tool for growing businesses designed to help testers start testing much faster and companies to release better quality software. Some of the key features that we'll talk about are predefined test suite templates, or we're able to help fast track the creation of test cases with our AI-powered test case generation from user stories. The application was designed in a way that it's very simple and easy to use for testers, and also we provide executive reports that provide actionable insights in real time. The QualityWatcher overview page gives you insight into your product quality, all of your latest test runs, how your overall project is doing based on the test cases that were executed, and also in the bottom right, you can see the quality meter for your latest run. This is a good way for you to get visibility into your project without having to dive into all of the nitty-gritties. QualityWatcher provides test suite templates for blockchain, e-commerce, gaming, mobile, usability, and web. These test suite templates have common test cases that you can use for these different domains. So let's go ahead and select usability. As we can see, there are test cases that are already predefined that can get you started with testing the different usability options within your application. This is very useful for different teams. It can help them get it started with testing in no time. It provides the relevant steps and expected results. You can select all test cases within this template, or you can select the ones that you need for your testing or the ones that make sense for you. Since QualityWatcher provides us with test suite templates to help you get started testing much faster, we wanted to take it a step further. Test suite templates provide no context into your current project. These templates are only like common scenarios. For us to get contextual test cases, we decided to leverage AI so you can generate test cases using your user stories. This is very simple to do. So let's go ahead and enter user story with the acceptance criteria so we can generate test cases based on this story. So we have a user story and we have our acceptance criteria. There are more acceptance criteria that we could have written, but we want to keep it simple to show how versatile the AI is, that it is able to generate test cases even with small amount of context. So I'll go ahead and click generate test cases and we'll wait for the AI to return results. As we can see, AI provided 3 results. The first one is verify that a registered user can send a message to another registered user. Based on our user story, this test case is very acceptable. But what if we wanted to get more test cases based on the user story that was provided? We can go ahead and click generate test cases once more. And we'll see that the AI tries to generate more test cases based on the different requirements. These test cases can be the same or slightly different. What if we're not pleased? We can still go ahead and try and generate more test cases. Once we are satisfied with the test cases that we see, we can go ahead and create the ones that make sense to us. These test cases are added to the current suite. So if I close this window and I scroll down, I can see the test cases are created. So once you have your test suites and your test cases, you most likely want to create a test run based on whether you have a release going out or maybe your team needs to perform a regression. You can go to the test runs tab and then click on new test run. You provide a title for your test run and a description. And you select next. After you select next, you'll see all of your suites that are in your current project, and you can select test cases from each suite. You can preview the test cases on your right if it needs to. So in this case, we'll go ahead and select all test cases from our user interface suite, and also select all test cases from our app installation and app specification checks. Once you're done and everything looks good, you can go ahead and select done, and a new test run will be created. So here we have our new test run with all of our test cases. On our left, we can also navigate through this list using our arrow keys up and down, left and right, so that we can navigate. This screen, we try to keep it as simple as possible so you can spend less time trying to find statuses in drop downs and being able to access everything in one view. So if, for example, I wanted to pass this test case, I can simply click this pass button and then I am on my way. Also, I can do it for failed test cases. Or bottom right, we can see that there's a prompt when I have a failed test case for me to create a defect. This is because this current workspace is connected to JIRA, and once there's JIRA integration, you can create a defect from within QualityWatcher. And I'll talk about this later on. So our test runner makes it very easy for you to execute your test cases and get execution summary as you go. With our executive reports, QualityWatcher provides actionable insights so your team can make decisions. Currently, we're looking at a report that you can generate for any test run. So we can see our quality meter to the left of the report. So the quality meter tells us how good of a quality is this current run. It could be a regression or a release. So how it works, we take into consideration the different priorities that are assigned to your test cases. While these test cases are being executed, we calculate the quality based on the different priorities. So for example, if you have a lot of high priority test cases that are failing, then most likely your quality will be low. And the opposite is true also. We can see we have bubbled the failing high priority test cases to the top. So currently in this run, we can see there are 3 test cases that need urgent attention. Your team can easily see these test cases, know what the issues are, and can make the necessary action based on what needs to be done. In the middle section, we can see an execution summary, and this is just an eye level to see how much of your tests have been executed so far. In this case, only 35% have been executed within this regression. On the left, we see a breakdown of the different suites that were used in this test run, and we also get an indication to tell if this suite have any test cases that are failing, which belongs to the high priority category. We can also go under our suite tab and filter by different statuses if you want to get some more understanding of what's happening. We can select all our high priority test cases, or we can select different statuses. So for example, we can see all the test cases that have not yet been executed. We also get an indication to see a high level overview of what is happening in this current suite. The good thing about this report, it can be shared with anyone on your team by using our shareable reports. So you can generate a public report link for any report by using the share option. Share this with anyone on your team. The good thing about this is that your team does not need authentication to look at this report. So this can be shared with stakeholders or developers, and they don't have to worry about having an account to the application to actually get into the quality of the product. So let me go ahead and close this incognito tab and go back to our application. QualityWatcher also provides integration for JIRA. And the nice thing about this integration that to get started is very simple. You go to your workspace setting as an administrator and you go under your integrations tabs, and you should see JIRA as an integration option. Once you click on connect, and if you're authenticated to your JIRA in the same browser, it will pull up the QualityWatcher integration so you can accept the permissions that will need to interact with your JIRA instance. I'll go ahead and accept these conditions. Once this is done, we'll be redirected to a success screen for integrations. We can go ahead and match our JIRA project with what we need. Once your current QualityWatcher project is connected to a JIRA project, there are a few benefits that you get. So the first one we'll review is having an option to tie your test cases to different references or requirements. For example, if I go to my user interface test suite, edit an existing test case to add a requirement, I can save this change, and now we can see that there is a reference field, so I can view the details, and this information is being pulled from JIRA directly once JIRA is connected, or I can go to the actual ticket in my JIRA instance. Next benefit is so that you can create bugs really seamlessly. For example, right here we have a failing test case, and this is based on an automation results. Because JIRA is connected to this project, we see the create defect option. We can go ahead and select it. As you can see, we have all of the relevant information populated. For example, the title and the description. Within the description of your JIRA ticket, you can see there are steps, expected results, actual results, and these will come from your comments and any other information that you would have provided as to why this test case failed. So we take all of this information and we're able to create a ticket in JIRA for you automatically. So I'll go ahead and create that issue. So now we can see that the issue is created. We have an option to view the details, or we can also click on the external link for this issue. Let me go ahead and view the details, and we can see that it looks exactly like what we were expecting. This information can also be found in JIRA. Let's go ahead and click on the ID, and here we can see the ticket that is formatted properly. QualityWatcher supports automation through APIs, which means we can support multiple automation frameworks. In this demo, I'll be showing you how we can transfer Cypress test automation results into QualityWatcher. For us to accomplish this, we first need to create an API key. I've already created an API key here, so I'll go ahead into my automation project and we'll get started. So the QualityWatcher reporter for Cypress is basically a plugin, and you invoke the QualityWatcher Cypress reporter module and you pass in the and config parameter. In your cypress.json, you'll provide a reporter option. Within the reporter option, you define a test run name, description, the project ID in which you want to send the results to. You also specify whether or not you want to include all test cases within the suites that you'll be sending the results for, or if you don't. And lastly, I mentioned the API key before. You have an environmental variable called QualityWatcher underscore API underscore key, and that is the same API key that you would have generated from the QualityWatcher dashboard. Once you have those set up, there's just one piece remaining, and this is the simple part. You need to map your test cases in your automation project to the test cases that are in QualityWatcher. This is very simple. You can use the suite that the test case belongs to. In this case, this test case belongs to suite 376, and also specify the test case by the test case ID. I'll go ahead and execute the test so we can see the results on the QualityWatcher dashboard. I'll use the command npm run test, and this will execute our Cypress tests in an headless browser, and once the test is completed, the results will be stored on QualityWatcher. So as you can see, we get an indication that results were published to QualityWatcher, and we were also provided with a direct link to the test run that was created. So let's go back to QualityWatcher, and as we get there, we can see our test run was created. So our test run of 4 test cases, we have 2 of them passed and 1 that failed. We can also see that there is an indication of how much time each test case took, and we also get additional comments in terms of the test that was executed in our automation and the browser information. What if you already have existing test cases in a different system or even in spreadsheets? QualityWatcher gives you the option to import those using spreadsheets. It is very simple. It only requires you to have a test case title column. There are other fields like priority, category, steps, data, preconditions, and expected results that you can also populate. We also provide you with a sample in case you don't know how to start. You can download this sample and it will be a blank spreadsheet that will have all the columns that you need so you can get started. I'll go ahead and import this existing gaming template. As you can see, it has a few test cases with the relevant data in terms of steps, the title, the category, priority, expected results, and so on. So I'll select my spreadsheet, I'll give it a name, and I'll give it a description. Once you have the title, description, and you have selected your file, you can go ahead and click Start Importing. We will process this file and import the test cases. So now we can see there's a new test suite. Once we open it, we can see that all the test cases that were provided are now in QualityWatcher.